Hi, this is Raj from MR Sports Cars. In this video I've got an absolutely beautiful Porsche 991 Turbo. So it's a 911 Turbo, produced in June 2015, and it's finished in deep black pearl metallic, which has got a lovely metallic finish in it. Absolutely stunning colour. It's very similar to basalt black metallic, which is the more common metallic black. This has got more silver, I would say, and a slight blue fleck in it as well. The metallic specs are slightly bluer and silver, whereas basalt black has got more gold in it. It's an absolutely stunning car, as you can see, and it's got a lot of the Turbo S upgrades, all from the factory. This car's only got one previous owner on the V5. The same owner has had it its whole life. So it has the Turbo S alloy wheels with the centre locking wheel nuts, which are as new. These have actually been replaced recently when the wheels were refurbed by RPM Technik. They replaced these and the caps, the centre caps as well, and they diamond cut refurbed the wheels in factory specification. So gloss black spokes with the diamond turned front. Discs and pads are all good all round, as are the Pirelli P0 N0 rated tyres. So they're Porsche rated tyres all round. They're all matching Pirelli P0 tyres. Discs and pads again at the back are good as well, and there's that centre locking nut, which isn't faded because obviously it's been replaced in June 2021, I think it was. These are all replaced and the wheels are redone. So the wheels are unmarked as well. And as I said, the tyres are all in great condition. So there's the driver's side one. The headlights are the black edition PDLS. So they've got black bezels. They rotate as you go around corners, so it lights up where you're going. Round the corner, so, and they're super bright as well, so they're great headlights. The mirrors are the Turbo S Sport Design mirrors as well. So normally they'd have like a plastic black trim, and there'd be a much simpler design. Let me show you sets here. So that's what the standard 911 Turbo mirrors look like, but obviously when they're not when they're folded. These are the Sport Design ones, so they have like a section through there. It has the glass panoramic sunroof, and I'll show you that working. I'll get the car started in a minute so you can see it's a little bit more light into the car. There is a blind that comes up and covers that if you leave it parked up in the sun. Absolutely stunning car, this one. Tailpipes are all nicely polished as well. They're not all black and sooty. It's got the LED rear tail lights as well. The red ones, they're not the clear ones, they are red. Porsche unveiled the first 911 Turbo in 1974. That was 49 years ago. And since then, it's essentially been the benchmark of how Porsche compare all of their road cars performance terms is to the 911 Turbo. The 911 Turbo is the flagship model for the road, and as a result, these cars of any era have got the latest performance technology that Porsche have thought about and implemented on their road cars. So this car was the first to unveil rear wheel steering, so the rear wheels actually move in the opposite direction to the front at low speed and the same direction of the front at high speed, and that's for stability at high speed. If they're traveling at a slight angle in the same direction as the front, it gives the impression it has the same behavior as a car with a much longer wheelbase, and if they move in the opposite way at low speeds, it means it's got more maneuverability at speeds of under 30 miles an hour. That was unveiled on this car, being the flagship I say sports car, this is actually a supercar by all intents and purposes. It has 520 horsepower. It will do 60 in under 3 seconds comfortably. It has the 7-speed PDK as standard. There wasn't a manual option on these cars. They've all got the 7-speed dual clutch ZF manufactured gearbox, which has with this car having the Sport Chrono Package Plus option, it has Sport Plus. It also has the switchable suspension, and it has the other sort of first for this generation of 911, which is unveiled in this car, is the PAA system, so the Porsche Active Aero. Now I'll show that. I'll get it started up so you can see that and how it works. So I've got the keys just here, and as you can see, one is painted in a lovely red, the other one is in metallic black. So you can actually use each key for different settings for the seats, because the seats have got memory. They're actually the flagship seats on these cars, so the full 18-way adaptive hardback sports seats. So they've got the lovely black silver plastic backs. They've got larger bolsters here, and as you can see, it is extended leather, so there's leather absolutely everywhere. The doors, the dashboard, the center console, obviously the seats, the rear seats here as well. All that center tunnel is all leather. The side panels there are all leather. Obviously the backs of the seats are, and then the roof is all Alcantara as well. So really lovely high quality interior on these cars. You may have noticed that it also has red stitching, so that was another option that is special on this car. Normally you get silver stitching, or a very subtle silver stitching. This has got all silver stitching, and it's obviously got the optional red seat belts as well to match that, and that's why one of the keys is red, to sort of highlight those lovely highlights that have been spec'd from the factory. Now I'll just start it up. As you can hear, it sounds absolutely amazing. This car has been warmed up. Sounds absolutely beautiful. Now, the Porsche Active Aero has the rear spoiler, as you'd expect, which comes up at speed, but it also has 2 settings. So at high speed, it comes up ever so slightly to stabilize the car. In handling mode, it comes up and it actually tilts forward. So when you fully engage it, I'll show you the full, and you actually need to hold the button. I'll explain why in a second. Just get rid of that. So the spoilers, so that's plural, the spoilers are extended. So at the back, you've got, that's at its full height. It's a gorgeous rear spoiler, lovely shape to it. It's got a sort of concave shape to it, and the front has an air dam, so a front spoiler that comes out underneath the lower splitter, and that's why it puts up a warning on the dashboard to say there's reduced ground clearance, because it's actually made it that much lower at the front. That goes in and out itself at speed, but also you can manually select it like I just have, and you don't need the engine running to engage that either. Now at high speed, as I said, the rear spoiler goes up slightly to stabilize the car. The spoiler doesn't engage all the way, it engages slightly to sort of help the air channel it, but it doesn't open all of that way that you see there. It's so basically there's 3 settings for the PAA system. That is fully engaged, half engaged, and then all the way in, which is how you saw the car when I started this video. As you can see, it's absolutely lovely condition. I'll just show you the roof. So you've got all the controls for the roof here, and it's a one touch. You can have it fully open like that, and that can be opened and closed at any speed within reason, obviously, and it can also go on tilt as well. This car's also got the rear wiper, which is another option from the factory on the outside. Carbon fibre illuminated door insert, so that lights up with turbo. It looks really nice at night when that's all lit up. As I said, these are the 18-way seats, so they have the full memory system, so each key remembers the settings for the mirrors and also the driver's seat and also the steering wheel, because the steering wheel has the electric adjustable column, so it has a little joystick underneath, so you set how far in and out it is, and you can set it to each key separately. Now, as I said, the seats are the 18-way, so that means that the base of the seat goes up and down independently at the front and the back, so you can essentially change the angle of it. The back is fully electric. It also has lumbar support, which is this button here. It's actually 3 buttons. It's actually 4 buttons there, actually, I should say. One to deflate them, and then it's got 3 levels in here of inflatable cushions, so you can adjust it to how you want the lower part of your back to be supported. And then at the front you've got a knee support, which comes in and out at the press of a button here. The other 2 buttons here actually adjust how far in and out these bolsters go, so you can adjust them in and out to sort of suit how wide you are, basically, how much support you want, lateral support you want. Obviously, with a high performance car like this, it's nice to have the seat exactly as you want it, and these seats provide you with all the adjustability you could possibly want. There's not really anything else you could really want to adjust on these seats. The steering wheel is the multi-function steering wheel, so when you press different modes here, it lights up, and you just heard the engine note change there. So it lights up there. It also has launch control, which lights up there. Has all the buttons to control the PCM system, turn up the volume, answer phone calls, everything from the steering wheel without having to take your hands off the steering. And it has the shift levers for the 7-speed semi-automatic gearbox, which can be run in full manual, full auto, a combination of the 2. In full manual mode, you can actually push that forwards to go up a gear and pull it towards you to go down a gear, like a sequential box, in a rally car. I'll just close the sunroof and I'll show you the blind that comes across. I'll just turn down the engine now, because we are just idling here. There is the blind that comes across. Now, some other options on this car, I mean, I'm going to forget some, so I'm going to go through the full list, which we have in the paperwork file, and it's also available on the website. If you go to mrsportscars.com, you click on the ad for this car, there's a PDF, which is, if you're on a desktop, it's on the right hand side just below the vital statistics. There's a original sales brochure from Porsche, and there's the PDF, which has the full options list of this car, the full build information of this car, the full diagnostics, which we run on PWS 3, which I'll show you on the laptop just over there on the desk. And it also has the full service history of this car from new to current day, so you can see who's serviced it, which is all Porsche main dealers and Porsche specialists, what work they've done, even invoice numbers, dates, mileages, everything is there detailed online for you to see before you even come and see this car. So there is the blind all closed. I don't actually like it like that. This car has the full light package as well, so it has a little LED light around here, has some LED lights in the footwells and also in the doors, just to have an ambient lighting, which is another option on this car. Has the auto dimming mirrors, so auto dimming rear view mirror in the middle, and also the side mirrors are also, the wing mirrors are also auto dimming. It has the turbo insignia on the leather center armrest. That's another separate option. And embossed headrests, which is another option that you have to pay for, separate from all the seats, from all the stitching, leather color. Everything is specable on these cars. It has cruise control, which is also another thing you have to spec if you want it. And it has the 445 watt 12 speaker Bose system, another option that you have to pay for, unfortunately. Heated seats are another option on this car. It's the 3-stage seating, heated seats. It has the DAB digital radio, Bluetooth audio streaming, so it's got the phone module as well, so there's the phone connected, and it has full sat nav as well with full postcode integration. All the trim is the optional carbon trim. So here, carbon fibre there, carbon fibre all round here, around where the key goes, and the auto lights, the PDLS lights, Porsche Dynamic Lighting System lights, has auto wipers, has another option called voice control. So you can press that and you can basically tell the car where you want to go.
Your selection.
I don't want to go to the Savoy. I don't know why it's picked that up from what I've said.
This entry does not appear to exist. Please
okay.
End.
Thanks. Lovely carbon fibre there, and even the PDK selector was also specified with carbon fibre on it as well as a separate option. The options list on this car is the biggest option list I've seen on any car we've ever stocked in the 6 years we've been trading, just purely Porsche. So absolutely stunning car. It was supplied by Porsche Silverstone and sold to the original only owner, who was based up in Oxford. And the only reason why he sold it is because he's just taken delivery of a new 992 Turbo. It's covered 49,767 miles. And just show you some of the screens you can see. So there you go, car's fully up to temperature. It's next due a service. We've just arranged a major service, so that included spark plugs, it included the drive belt and a full check over. So the next major service is due in 40,000 miles, February 2027, in 4 years time. The next minor service is due in February 2025, so that will just be a brake fluid change and oil change and a check over. And the next oil change is also due then, 20,000 miles, February 2025. So a long time till you need any sort of maintenance on this car. The oil level is absolutely bang on perfect, as you can see. And on this you can have, on this screen you can change this. You can have what's on the audio, your phone, the map there. Also get tyre pressure monitoring. Tyre pressure monitoring is standard on 911 turbos for safety, so you can always keep an eye on what your tyre pressures are. It has the how much torque is being sent to the front end versus the rear end live as you're driving, if you want to view that. Chrono, so it has the stopwatch system, so that can be used as a stopwatch. But when you reset it and come out of it, it then reverts back to being a clock, which is really nice. It's always working, as it were. G-force meter as well, so you can keep an eye on what G-forces you're pulling. There's the maximums on the car: 0.8 G, 0.6 in deceleration, and 0.6-ish in either direction. So you can have fun with that as well. And then it has the torque curve as well, so when you put it in Sport Plus, there is extra power on tap because the boost pressure is actually set to a higher setting temporarily in the different modes. So there's Sport Plus, Sport's the same, but when you put it back in normal mode, it has the normal amount of power, so that gives it an extra amount of acceleration, extra amount of power when you engage these buttons here. They also work with, so Sport and Sport Plus also change a number of things in the car. As I said, it changes the aerodynamics, it changes the rear wheel steering, how aggressive it is, it changes the active drivetrain mounts as well, changes how stiff the mounts are from between the engine and the chassis. It changes the steering, changes the gearbox behavior, and it changes the throttle sensitivity, as well as that extra torque through providing extra boost through the turbo. So very, very intelligent, amazing high performance supercars. It's, with it being four-wheel drive as well, it is the ultimate all-weather, all year round supercar, and all the other manufacturers benchmark themselves to the 911 Turbo, as do Porsche themselves, as I said, on the rest of the range. This is the ultimate road car that Porsche produce. With it being a 2015, it's one of the last of the 991 Gen 1s, so it has all the modern tech, but it has the 991 styling, which I think looks absolutely sensational on this car. just love that front spoiler when it comes out. It makes it look a lot more aggressive, I think. You'll notice the turbos are all wide bodies, so they're a lot wider than this 991 Carrera S, same era car. The turbos also, on this generation, not only were they wider, but the hips were actually higher. And that's to provide high speed stability. So it provided a sort of like wedge shape to sort of aid the aerodynamic stability of the car. So when you look through the rear view mirrors, those wings are much more noticeable from the driver's seat, and I think that's a lovely feature as well. I'm just going to turn it off, but I will show you the front and rear boots. There we go. With the memory seats also, it has a comfort entry and exit. So when you turn it off, the seat will move back. If you wanted to, it will move back. It will also lift the steering column so it's easy to get in and out. And then when you put your key in the ignition, it will move everything back to where it should be, ready for you to drive. So there is the rear hatch area where you can top up the oil and the coolant. You shouldn't need to do either, in all honesty, but that's the access you get. And you've got the view of the two cooling fans there, and it says turbo 3.8. So it's a 3.8 litre flat six. As I said, it produces 520 horsepower, 540 foot-pound of torque from memory, but I will look that up in the file. There's the front boot. So lots and lots of space in there. It's pretty cavernous because it goes right down to the floor. You've got tyre gel in that side. You've got a set of tools in this side. You haven't got the locking wheel bolt because obviously it's quite a bit bigger here. So that is under here, which is different to all the other models. So I'm just going to show you that. So I'm just going to hook this up. Right, there we go. So that's all hooked up. It's got the original Porsche battery there. This is where the locking wheel bolt to release the wheels is. So that's the tool that anyone taking the wheels off would need to disengage the wheels from the car. They'll need the big bar as well. Those wheels are torqued to 600 Newton meters, so it's a big bar that you need to take them on and off. And there's a tyre compressor as well, so this comes out, you can use it to top up the tyres wherever you are, just using the 12-volt system in the car, which is really handy. A lot of people don't know it's there, but it's included on these models. There's also the warning triangle there. Perfect. So, as I said, we use PWIS 3, same as the main dealers, to check out these cars. So, it was released 17th, it was registered 17th of June 2015. So this is the full option list. As you can see, it spans 2 whole pages. So deep black pearl, metallic paintwork, illuminated door entry guards in carbon fibre trim on the dashboard, centre console. It's got Porsche Crest embossed headrests, red seat belts, black design, PDLS dynamic lights, Centre Armrest embossed with turbo, carbon fibre door entry door trims, carbon fibre door entry guards. Oh, it's got the aluminium filler cap as well. So that is an option. It is something you can actually fit after. You can buy it from the dealership, but this car came with it from the factory. It's lovely aluminium effect. Filler cap for obviously super unleaded. You would only ever use super unleaded in these cars. Black instrument dials. Sport Chrono Package Plus with the stopwatch. PADM, the Porsche Active Drivetrain Mounts, which I mentioned, stiffen and slacken depending on what mode you're in. It's got the sensor radiator at the front. Porsche Torque Vectoring Plus with the electronic rear locking differential. Again, that is something else that also changes depending on what mode you're in, and that comes as standard on all 911 turbos of this era. PDK, rain sensors, the illuminated vanity mirrors, auto dimming mirrors, headlamp washers, adaptive sport seats plus, seat heating, rear wiper, cruise control, rear axle steering, PASM, which is 10mm lower than a car without PASM, centre lock wheel system, tyre pressure monitoring, sport design exterior wing mirrors that normally are found on the Turbo S, full memory of the driver's seat mirrors and steering wheel, 2-zone climate control system as well, Alcantara roof lining. What else have we got? The sat-nav is UK and Europe. Yeah, the interior light design package is something I've already mentioned as well. Power steering plus, so that adjusts to how fast you're going. It gets more weighty at higher speeds, and also in the different modes it changes how heavy it is as well. Voice control system, telephone module, PCM with extended sat nav, vehicle tracker, and it's got 2 tracker fobs in the car. The Bose 445 watt 12 speaker system, DAB digital radio, full leather interior with guards red stitching, Porsche floor mats, the 3-spoke leather steering wheel with all the multifunction controls, universal multimedia interface, and it's also got ISOFIX on the passenger seat. So that isn't something that is standard, it needs to be spec from the factory. You have ISOFIX at the back on all of these cars, so these come off and there's the ISOFIX mounts there, but in the front this one was spec'd with it, so it's got the extra hoops there. They're not normally standard on any of the 991s. So that's all that. That's all of the optional and standard equipment that these cars have. Again, this is a PDF you can find on our website. Then the full diagnostics, so it's only got range 1 to 3 in terms of revs. The ones to be concerned about is 4, 5 and 6, but even with a PDK it's not actually an issue at all on these cars. The engine hours are in line with the mileage, so this car hasn't been clocked, and the last time it was at the red line in terms of revs was at around 45, so around 5,000 miles ago. So yeah, and then we've got lots of the paperwork as well, so MOTs as well as servicing and all the other work. So we've had a major service done on this car with Renworks Porsche Care, who are a great Porsche specialist that we use to prep our cars. And they've done a fabulous job of doing a major service on this car and just checking it all out as well independently from us. Now, as you can see, it's in absolutely stunning condition, ready for the next second private owner to enjoy. If that is you or you're interested in the car, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Thank you for watching.